Janet, I heard you are pregnant. I'm so happy. I didn't expect I would be able to hold my first grandchild so soon. Thank you, Susan. Congratulations, Janet. By the way, is your baby a boy or a girl? Huh? We don't know yet. We just found out the other day that I'm pregnant. I hope you give birth to a boy. He will be the heir to our family. An heir? Yes. A girl will get married off anyway, but a boy can stay on as an heir, right? Well, Susan, neither my husband nor I are thinking about that kind of thing. Either way, they will be our child, and we want to raise them with love and care. What are you talking about? Our son is an only child. We need you to have a boy. If it's a girl, I'm not sure I'll be able to adore her. Susan, a boy or a girl, they're still your grandchild. I have high hopes for you, Janet. As soon as you find out the gender, please let me know. Huh. Congratulations, Janet. I heard the baby is a boy. Ah, yes. I'm so happy. Thank you for giving birth to our heir. No, that doesn't mean he's going to be the heir. I'll call you when I decide the baby's name. Excuse me? Name? I have a few names in mind. What? My husband and I will decide on the name. Huh? Why? Because usually a child's name is decided by the parents. I'm the mother of the kid's father. I have the right to decide his name, don't I? Well. Don't worry about it. I'll give him a nice name that's appropriate for the heir to our family. I appreciate the sentiment, Susan, but my husband and I will discuss it. What a stubborn daughter-in-law. Well, go ahead, do as you please. But please don't give him a bizarre name. I understand. I'll see you in a week. Hey, Janet, what's going on? Susan? My son told me. You're going to have a baby back home? Yes, that's right. I'm going home about a month before the due date. Why are you going home? It's my first time raising a child, and I've heard that you need to rest for a while after childbirth. I thought it would be more comfortable to stay with my parents. Why do you have to go all the way back to your parents' house? I'm here too, you know. No, but I'm sure I'll be very tired after the baby is born. I can't rely on you. What are you talking about? I'll take care of the baby and all the housework. You shouldn't go back to your parents' house. My parents can't come here often. I wanted them to spend time with my child. I want to spend time with my grandchild too. It's not fair to prioritize your parents. You didn't even let me choose the baby's name. At least let me take care of him. I'm sorry, but I'll be back in about 3 or 4 weeks. I won't let you do anything that selfish. If you go back home, I won't be able to witness the birth. I was looking forward to it so much. Witness the birth? Well, you wanted to be there? Yes. My husband is planning to be there for the birth. Well, if he makes it in time. My son? No. Why not? It doesn't help to have a man by your side. He doesn't know what to do. That's why I wanted to be there for it. I can help you in many ways, like rubbing your back. Thank you so much for thinking of me, but I don't want you to be there. Why not? It'd be embarrassing. Giving birth is very private, isn't it? I might scream out in pain. I don't want anyone but my husband to see that. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We're both women. I've been through childbirth myself. And if you don't want people to see you, what about doctors and midwives? Doctors are usually men, and there are a lot of people around you when you give birth. I think the medical staff are different. Oh man, I wanted to be the first to hold my grandson. Sorry. Well, but okay. We'll be living together, right? Huh? Live together? Yeah, right? Because my son is an only child. Who will take care of us? But we agreed not to live together, right? And Henry said that we have a different pace of life. It would be enough if we lived close to each other. He was just saying that. He really wants to live together. Is that so? Besides, it's better for children to be raised by as many adults as possible. You're going back to work someday, aren't you, Janet? Yes, I plan to work again. Then it's definitely better to live together. The house you guys built is that big. It's because you thought of us too, right? No, we both love animals. we were both talking about having a dog and a cat in the house in the future. That's why we made the house as spacious as possible. Hey, you've got a guest room, haven't you? That room is supposed to be our room, right? I'm planning to have my parents use that room when they come to visit. Well, when you come back from your parents' house, leave the childcare to me. I'll make sure I'll raise him as our heir. No, thank you. We'll do our best for now. What are you saying? Neither you nor my son have any knowledge or experience in child rearing, right? I'm not going to leave it to you. It's really fine, so... Don't worry about it. Spend the rest of the day putting your child first. I'll visit you later today and do some housework for you. You can go back to sleep, Janet. Janet, you've been bad-mouthing me to my son. No way. Stop playing dumb. I just got a call from him. He told me not to visit you. I don't understand. You pressured him into calling me, right? I'm sorry, Susan. I appreciate your concern, but it's hard for me to rest if you're here every day. You mean you don't want me to be there? Not really. It's just that I can't really rest. So that's your problem, right? I'm doing housework for you because you are pregnant. I was shocked when he told me not to come. Besides, I always tell you to just sleep, don't I? Yes, but you talk to me all the time. Like gossiping about the neighbors, complaining about Henry. I talk to you because you respond, okay? If you're sleeping, why don't you just ignore me? If I don't respond, you'll talk to me louder. So I couldn't just ignore you. Plus, my son brought up about us living together. He said he doesn't want to live with us. You made him say this, didn't you? No, that's how we feel. That's absolutely a lie. My son cares about us and he always listens to me. If I told him I wanted to live together, he would definitely agree. You said you didn't want to live with us, didn't you? It's disgusting to make my son say it out loud. I'm really hurt. I'm sorry. Why don't you want to live with us in the first place? We have always agreed not to live with each other's parents, and we want to do our best to raise our child on our own. Betrayal. What? I thought you would live with us in the future. That's why I accepted you as his wife, you know. Well, what's wrong with living with us? As Henry said, we have our own pace. I think that living together would cause stress on both sides. It's not like I don't want to live with you. I don't think I could live with my own parents either. You don't have to live with your parents. You've married into our family. I'm just making an analogy. Shut up. We're definitely living together because I'm going to have a grandchild. I'm sorry, Susan. Please ask my husband about this. I don't have anything else to say. Just tell him you're going to live with us. Then my son would be okay with it. I'm sorry. My stomach is a little upset. Hey, Janet, I'm not finished talking with you. It's not fair to run away like that, pretending you're not feeling well. I will never accept anything other than living together. If you don't live with us, I'll have you two separate. Okay? Long time no see, Janet. How is the baby? He is good. I called you today because I have something important to tell you. What's that? Before that, is there anything you want to say to me? What? Not particularly. You're not even going to apologize? Me? You were pretending not to be home until you went back to your parents' house, right? I visited you, helping with your housework. No matter how many times I pressed the intercom, you never answered. What on earth was wrong with you that you kept ignoring me even when you were home? Because you never listened to what your son had to say. Well, you're saying it's my fault? Let me be honest with you. Having you home every day was very stressful. And even if I said no to live together, you would talk about it over and over again. I don't want to use pregnancy as an excuse, but it was very hard for me when I wasn't feeling well and wanted to lie down and relax. Then why didn't you just make it clear? I have told you many times, but you keep interrupting me. You've got all bossy once you had a baby, haven't you? No, it's not like that. Well, but it's settled. So let's just leave it at that. What's been settled? Of course it's about living together. What? But I said I don't want to live together. Actually, you know what? I sold your house, so you don't have to come back. What? You must be surprised. But it's your fault for going against me and went back to your parents' house. You know, after you went home, I tried to convince my son and husband. I told them that a daughter-in-law who doesn't live with us is not a family and we should get rid of her. Huh? Then they both finally understood. They agreed to sell the house. And it's a new house with a lot of space. They found a buyer. So you and my son need to get a divorce. No, I mean... Yes, you're going to tell me you don't want a divorce when you just had a baby, right? If you don't want a divorce, then apologize to me. If you swear you'll change your mind, I'll let you live with us. I'm not going to apologize. Then it's a divorce. Susan, do you know whose house you sold? Huh? The house that was sold is the house you are living in now. You're kidding, right? It's true. What are you talking about? Why would we sell our house? It was Henry's decision. He said that if we don't sell the house, you won't change. Then where will we live? He said he'd be going to live abroad in his later life. What? He has always dreamed of moving overseas. He was very happy about it. Wait, you're kidding, right? You're joking, right? Why would I joke about that? Because selling a house is a big deal. It's not right that he didn't tell me. You were going to sell our house without telling me, right? Then it's just the other way around, right? You and I are in different positions. But it was his decision. Who knew it? No. This can't be true. I don't speak a foreign language. I can't live abroad. Then you'll have to talk to him about the rest. Wait a minute, Janet. Excuse me, I have to nurse him now. Janet, please pick up the phone. Susan, what's going on? I'm putting him to bed and can't answer the phone right now. I'm in a lot of trouble. When I objected to moving abroad, he said he'd be divorcing me. I'm sure he will. Why would you say that? Don't you think it's terrible that he's divorcing me? The reason they had to sell your house, it was because of you. What? After I got pregnant and quit my job, you started coming over every day, didn't you? You said you came to help me with the housework, but you were just hanging around, talking to me. I helped with a little bit of housework too. You just ate the food in our refrigerator, didn't you? Because you said you didn't have an appetite. Moreover, the utensils and dishes were left out in the sink after use. I remember there were days when you even took a bath. That's because the bathroom in your house is spacious and clean. I wanted to take a long bath. And while you were taking a long bath, you told me to buy beer. You made me cook snacks for you. You had no intention of letting me rest, did you? I thought it would be bad for you if you just slept all the time just because you were pregnant. They say it's easier to have a baby if you move around a little. I do. Cleaning up your mess in the kitchen. Cleaning the bathroom. Thanks to you making a mess everywhere in our house, I was moving more than before I got pregnant. It's not like I did it on purpose. Besides, I'm not a detail-oriented person. If you had a problem with it, you should have told me. I told you the other day. I told you many times. You are a little indirect. I want you to be more straightforward. I'm your daughter-in-law. I can't tell you straight. Then, from now on, you should be more direct. I don't get angry just because you tell me to do something better. You can tell me how you really feel. No, I won't. I asked your son to tell you about our thoughts of you visiting our house and moving in with us. You were furious, and you even said you'd have him divorce me. And I'm not going to have anything to do with you. My husband and I would like to cut you off. Cut off? Don't say that. I wasn't angry at the time, I was just sad. I wasn't really trying to get you divorced, okay? I don't trust anything you say. We had decided not to live together, but you insisted on moving in with us. You even tried to divorce me and my husband and sell our new house. Don't you think it's not surprising that we would cut you off? I was so excited about having a grandchild. I was really happy. I thought if I moved in, I could be with him all the time. It's so nice that you thought of him. That goes for my parents too. If you didn't go too far, I'm sure you'd have more chances to do that than my parents. Okay, I'll give up living with you. So please forgive me. If you forgive me, I'm sure Henry will give up moving abroad too. That's impossible. The house has been sold. You're supposed to move out by the end of next month, right? Then convince Henry. I don't want to live abroad. You should talk to him, not me. He won't listen to me. Besides, if I don't want to move, he'll divorce me. Then why don't you get a divorce? What are you talking about? I can't do that. I've only been a housewife. How can I live after divorce? Susan, the reason you are in this situation, it's all your fault. It may have started with my pregnancy, but they have always been fed up with your pushiness. I've done so much for them. I've always done things with them in mind. That has been a burden for both of them at times. My husband is quite angry at you for causing me so much trouble this time. When I got pregnant, you told me to have a boy, trying to decide his name. You came to our house every day and did whatever you wanted. You even tried to force us to live together. My husband said he doesn't even want our child to see you. Oh, give me a break. I can't stand not seeing my grandchild. This is what happens when you always think about yourself. If Henry even brought up divorce, why don't you reflect on what you've done? Then let me live in your house for a while. Yes? I don't have the courage to move abroad. I've never left my hometown. I didn't expect to live in a foreign country where I don't speak the language. Please let me live with you for just 1 month. I'll help you with the housework and childcare. You still don't understand, do you, Susan? Please think about why we rejected you, and he decided to sell the house. I've thought about it. I admit it was my fault, but you're all so selfish. You don't care about my feelings at all. That's what you've been doing to everyone around you. You don't think about us. I'm exhausted from taking care of my newborn son, and yet you're asking me to convince my father-in-law and let you live with us? Please don't ask for help to me who just finished giving birth. Janet, I'm in real trouble. I'm in trouble too. I don't want to deal with an annoying mother-in-law who only thinks about herself when I'm tired. I've been clear like you told me to. Please don't ever bother me again. Janet, wait. Don't give up on me. After that, Susan cried and pleaded with my father-in-law, saying not wanting to move abroad nor not wanting a divorce. But he did not listen to her. In the end, she moved abroad with him. According to him, she has been staying home every day because of her language barrier. She seems to be living a quiet life as if she has changed. She sometimes mumbles that she misses her grandchild. I do not intend to let her see him until she is truly sorry for what she has done. As for me, I have returned home from my parents' house. I am busy raising him, but he is so adorable. My husband helps me with the housework and childcare a lot. So although it's hard work, I am happy. I will continue to work with my husband to be a happy family.
Hey, Melody. Are you still awake? If you are, let's chat for a bit. Sarah, do you have any idea what time it is? It's already 1 a.m. I've got work tomorrow. I don't have time for you. Just a quick chat, okay? It's been a while. You were still up, weren't you? I was just about to hit the sack. Got it. You were about to hit the hay alone, huh? Because I snagged your elite high-income husband. Whoops. You went from being the wife of a wealthy man to just a broke single woman. That's gotta sting more than just getting dumped, right? And on top of that, the one who took him was your own sister. Life can be quite the kicker, can't it? Yeah, I was completely blindsided when Josh suddenly asked for a divorce. I had no clue that my husband was cheating on me with my own sister.
It's been 6 months since I snatched Josh away from you. And guess what? He's still head over heels for me. He claims he's happier than ever with me by his side. I suppose it's a good thing to be beautiful, isn't it? Even though we're sisters, poor Melody, he got the short end of the genetic stick. With that face, it's probably impossible for you to get remarried.
Did you text me just to mess with me?
Kind of. I couldn't sleep and thought it would be entertaining.
Would you mind not reaching out to me just to kill time? Unlike you, I'm busy every day. And besides, I couldn't care less about my ex-husband Josh or you. There's no point in messing with me.
Huh?
I'm sleepy, so I'm heading to bed. You should hit the hay too, you know, for the sake of your beauty.
Hey!
Well, good night.
Hold on.
What?
Aren't you dying to know why I can't sleep?
Not interested.
Josh and I are jetting off on an overseas trip tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
I'm buzzing with excitement. That's why I can't sleep. I can't even nod off at this hour.
Wishing you a safe trip.
Hey, aren't you jealous?
Not really.
Cut the act. Josh and I are taking an extended vacation. We're off to Europe for 3 weeks. Well, I doubt you'll ever get the chance to travel abroad. I'll bring you back some souvenirs, so keep your eyes peeled.
Thanks a million. Can I hit the hay now?
Hold on a sec.
What? Can't you boast some other time?
Boast? No. I have a question.
What?
Where do you live now?
Why do you ask?
Don't tell me you're in some rundown shared house.
Huh?
I think it was right after Josh and I got married. A friend of mine saw you coming and going from a shared house. Well, what can I say? You were a housewife all your life, and then your rich husband left you. You can't exactly afford your own place now, can you? How's it going? Have you gotten used to living in a shared house? What kind of people do you live with? If it were me, I wouldn't be able to live in the same room with a complete stranger.
I don't live in a share house.
Huh?
The room I'm in now is spacious and has a nice view from the window. It's very comfortable.
You're kidding. I'm sure it's spacious if it's a shared house, but living with other people 24 hours a day can't be comfortable.
I told you, I don't live in a shared house.
Then you live in a shabby apartment with very cheap rent?
I live in a penthouse with $10,000 rent.
$10,000 in rent? Ugh, stop kidding. Do you even understand the numbers?
I'm not kidding. But if you don't believe me, I don't care.
Ah, poor Melody. You're so bitter that I stole your husband away from you. So now you're resorting to lies and pretending to be tough. I live with his parents in a stunning mansion with a beautiful, expensive garden. Josh earns a hefty sum, and his father continues to rake in money from real estate investments, even after retiring from his previous job. I can live a life of luxury and fame for the rest of my days.
Sarah, haven't you had any doubts in the 6 months since you married him?
What?
It's none of my business now, but I think you should start planning for the future, because your glamorous lifestyle won't last forever.
Huh? What are you saying? They make a lot of money. I can live comfortably without any worries. There's no need for me to work.
even if you are wealthy now, you never know what might happen, right? Don't always rely on your husband or your parents-in-law's financial resources. I think you should learn to stand on your own feet.
I don't get it. You're just jealous of my celebrity lifestyle, aren't you? Do you think I would fall for such empty threats?
Well, it's none of my business anymore, so I don't really care. But I did offer you some advice.
Okay. You really don't give up, do you? Living in a shared house can be tough. But you're just too pathetic to bother me with meaningless threats. If you have time to envy me, why don't you find a new guy to marry? Well, like me, you're plain looking. You're probably going to stay single for the rest of your life. I'm really lucky to be born a beautiful woman. You may be smart, but ugly women are destined to lose to beautiful women. After all, a woman's face is her life.
It's true that you're beautiful, but you shouldn't let your guard down. Looks can only take you so far, especially as you get older.
You're just a sore loser.
Well, whatever. I don't care what happens to you.
Enough already.
Well, I'm off to bed now. Let's wrap up this messaging.
Hey, Melody. What's going on? Our house has been taken over.
Huh? What do you mean it's been taken over?
When we got back from vacation, there were strangers living in our place.
Oh, right. You just got back. From your trip around Europe, right? How was it? Did you have fun?
That's not the point. What's going on? Josh's parents weren't there. The name on the front door has changed. What happened while we were away?
I don't know. Maybe you were jet-lagged and went to the wrong house?
I wouldn't mistake my own house for anything. What's going on? Why are strangers living there?
I have no idea. Josh is with you, right? Just ask him.
Of course I asked him first. But he said he doesn't know anything either. He seems to know something, but he just acts awkward and won't tell me.
Why are you asking me then?
I remember that you mentioned something that sounded like a warning. You know something, don't you? How did our house get taken over? Where did his parents go?
I don't know anything about that. Don't ask me. You can contact them, right?
Uh-huh.
I heard a rumor that they moved away, but I don't know anything more than that. Why don't you just ask them?
That's a good idea. I'll call his mother anyway. Hey, Melody. I just talked to her. I don't really understand it, but she says some circumstances forced them to leave the old house, and they've moved to a new place in the next town over. She gave me the address, so Josh and I are headed there now.
Oh, I see.
They've already sold their old house, and another family lives there now.
Oh, really? I suppose it was sold quickly after it went on the market.
Oh, I'm excited. A new house. What's it like? I bet they moved into an even bigger mansion than the old one.
Sarah, you're so laid back.
Huh?
Never mind. I'm glad you reached out to them.
Yeah, I'm relieved. Can you imagine finding strangers living in your place after vacation? I was so shocked. Maybe they wanted to surprise me, so they didn't tell me. Well, I'm off to the new house now. See you soon. It's the worst. What kind of a place is this?
What's wrong?
I came to the address she gave me. It was a tiny apartment. and it was so old that I couldn't even guess its age. The walls were crumbling. The stairs looked like they were about to collapse. What's going on, really? Why do we have to move from a mansion to a crappy apartment?
It sounds like the situation is worse than I imagined.
Huh? Do you know anything about this?
Ask Josh and his parents. I'm just an outsider.
Don't say that. Tell me. It's so mysterious. They all seem so gloomy, it's difficult to approach them.
I can imagine, but I can't casually disclose such private matters. I'm practically a stranger after the divorce, you know.
What on earth? I can't believe it. Josh is actually unemployed. Hey, don't you think that's awful? He quit his job a month ago and kept it a secret.
I knew it.
You knew it?
He's been embezzling from the company for years, right?
Huh?
He was doing a good job of hiding it, but he finally got caught and fired.
Melody, is that true? Josh was embezzling?
I wasn't certain, but during our marriage, I had my suspicions. He was working for a big company and was well paid, but he kept buying new cars, luxury watches, all the time. I thought he's spending too much money. I questioned him to see if he was hiding anything, but he insisted he hadn't done anything wrong. In the midst of all this, you stole him away, and we ended up divorcing without being able to resolve it.
What the?
A friend of mine from college works for the same company as him, so I asked her about it. Apparently, he was padding his expenses and overcharging. It's been a rumor among his coworkers for a while.
No way. Josh was well paid. He doesn't need to do that.
Human greed knows no bounds, huh?
That's terrible. I thought I could snatch your high-status husband away from you.
Our financial differences have been bothering me for a while. It's a relief I got divorced. But still, how could you go on an overseas trip in that situation?
I had no idea that Josh had been fired from his job, and he planned to complete the move while we were on vacation. Ugh, it really pisses me off. I can't believe he decided to move without discussing it with me.
Well, if you had found out about the plan, you would have made a scene to hold on to that mansion.
Of course I would. I can't stand living in such a shabby apartment with only one bathroom. My father-in-law says it's better than being homeless. But 4 adults sleeping together in one room? There is no privacy.
Huh? Wasn't he making money from his investments?
His investments failed too. His savings dried up. To cover up his hefty debt, he had no choice but to sell the old mansion.
I suspected as much.
What? Hey, are you suggesting that you knew his investments would fail?
Because he was blindly buying properties just as the salesman advised him to. I was concerned if he knew what he was doing. He used up all his savings and all the money he received from his retirement.
I can't believe it.
Well, it can't be helped. You should be grateful that you have a place to live, at least.
You're joking. This place is unfit for human habitation. It's old, cramped, leaky. It's probably worse than your shared house.
As I've said many times before, I'm not living in a shared house.
Huh? But a friend of mine saw you going into one.
I stayed there for a short while until I found a new place to live after the divorce. I moved out right away.
Where?
To a penthouse, like I mentioned earlier.
I thought you were joking.
The rooms are enormous, and it has a fantastic view from the top floor. It's a wonderful place to live.
Hold on. How can you afford to live in a penthouse if you're poor?
Because I'm working.
I know you are working now, but you were a housewife while you were married to Josh, right?
No, I wasn't.
I don't believe you. You stayed at home almost all day long.
I was home, but I was working.
What?
I did a variety of work from home jobs. In fact, I made more money than Josh.
Seriously?
Otherwise, how could I afford to live in a house that costs $10,000? You assumed I became poorer after I divorced Josh. Well, you were wrong. Now I can spend the money I earn only for myself. I feel richer than before.
No way. So you were totally fine with me taking your husband away from you?
Yep. You took in a no-good husband who got fired for his misconduct. I'm definitely grateful to you.
Ugh. Then I'll move into your place.
Huh?
I don't want to live in this run-down apartment. Your place is spacious, right? Living alone must be lonely. I'll come live with you.
Are you kidding? What about your husband and in-laws?
I'll cut ties with them. I married Josh because he was an elite. I agreed to live with his parents because they had a big house. But now Josh has no job. They lost their mansion and now live in a run-down apartment. There's no reason for me to stay with them any longer.
I'm stunned. I guess money talks.
I have no use for poor people.
Who are you to say so? You don't make a penny yourself.
Hey, tell me the address of the penthouse you live in. I'm packing my bags and heading over there right now.
I won't tell you.
Why not?
I don't want to live with a woman who steals others' husbands.
Don't say that. We're sisters.
I'm sorry, but I don't consider you my sister.
I apologize for taking your husband away from you. But you were always fed up with him, weren't you? Besides, I'm sure it's more fun to live with someone than living alone.
I'm already living with someone.
Huh?
So I'm not lonely at all.
Living with someone? Who? A friend of yours you met at the shared house?
My fiancé.
What? You're getting married again?
Yeah, I met him through work and we hit it off. He proposed to me the other day.
No way. I thought you'd be single forever.
I'm sorry to break your expectation.
So, what does he do?
He owns a company.
You mean you'll marry into a rich family? You're just in it for the money, aren't you?
Don't assume I'm like you. It's just that the guy I fell in love with happened to be the president of a company. I wasn't after his fortune.
It's not fair.
Huh?
I went from being a celebrity to living in a crappy apartment. You live in a penthouse that rents for $10,000? Are you kidding me? You're ugly and you're cocky.
It's fine if you call me ugly. Now you understand. Beauty isn't always the deciding factor in a relationship.
What am I going to do now?
Why don't you tough it out with Josh?
I can't. Josh is unemployed. I don't have a job either. If possible, I'd like to rely on my parents. But they disowned me for stealing your husband. Hey, Melody, how am I supposed to live now?
Don't ask me. Think for yourself. Besides, I gave you good advice. Well, goodbye.
Hold on, Melody. Please, don't abandon me.
Sarah attempted to sneak out in the middle of the night to return to her parents' house. But Josh caught her and forcefully brought her back to that run-down apartment. Despite wanting a divorce, they wouldn't allow it. The family of 4 is now struggling in poverty within a cramped space. Both Josh and his father have lost all motivation to work. Sarah now toils from morning till night to support her family. The toil of hard work has robbed her of her former beauty and appearance, making her hardly recognizable. Meanwhile, I married my fiancé, and we are enjoying our honeymoon in the penthouse. Observing their current miserable lifestyle, I am immensely grateful that I divorced my ex-husband early on.
Hey Hannah, what the hell is going on here? I just came home from school and found that my stuff was put out in the hallway. And you haven't come home yet? After your wedding yesterday, you said you guys would spend the night at the hotel. And you were coming back home today, right? I tried calling my dad earlier, but he's not answering his phone. He hasn't read my messages either. You and Dad held the wedding yesterday, and you are taking the whole week off, right? I thought you guys were going to be relaxing at home today. You finally came home. You were late. I had a hunch. I helped you carry your stuff. You should be grateful. Help me? Why is my stuff in the hallway? Because you're moving out today. What? I never thought of you as family. Actually, I didn't even want to invite you to my wedding yesterday. I didn't want you to say congratulations to me. Because you're a total stranger to me. You didn't keep quiet and went so far as to give me flowers, taking pictures with me. I never thought you were my daughter. You're being so bold. What are you talking about? It's true that we're not blood related. My mother passed away in an accident when I was very young. But when Dad introduced you to me about a year ago, he said, I'm in a serious relationship with her. I'm going to ask her to be your mom in the future. And you started living with us at home about 6 months ago. And you said, Riley, I'm glad we finally live together. Of course, your late mother is your real mother, but think of me as your mother too. Don't you remember? To be honest, I had mixed feelings about it, but I've been trying to think of you as my mother since then. You and Dad had a wedding yesterday, and I felt like now we're finally a real family. I even thought I might start calling you Mother from today, if you're okay with that. Stop it! That's disgusting! Disgusting? I had no idea that you hated me. Then why did you pretend to love me? You've always been so nice to me, always smiling. Of course! It was because I wanted to marry your dad. What? Because he lives in this huge mansion, and he is a company owner. I always wanted to be a CEO's wife. The truth is, I always thought you were an obstacle, but I figured that it's not a good idea to treat you badly or try to kick you out of the house. He might not like it and kick me out of the house if I can't take good care of you. So I decided to wait it out until we're officially married after the wedding. Patiently, you know. Patiently? Where are you now? Where's Dad? I'm going to expose your true nature to him. I'm so sorry. We don't want to see you. We're staying one more night in a hotel. You're moving out today, so we'll never see you again. Are you serious about me moving out? What did I do to make you hate me so much? You're so annoying. Besides, with you around, his money will flow to you too, right? I can't stand that. I'm going to have it all to myself. That's why you must leave. Oh no. I'm telling you, there's no point in trying to tell him. I made him block your ID, and I told him not to answer the phone. What? No way. Why would you do that? It's true, I'm not blood related to you, but I'm your husband's daughter. And yet, you kicked me out of the house? I'm still a college student. Face the fact that he chose me, his wife, not you. He does whatever I say. I told him that I wanted you out of this house by the end of the day. He only said, I see. He didn't even try to stop me. No way. You're his daughter. You know him well, don't you? That's him. He would never divorce me because of his public image. It's true that my dad is not very good at getting into trouble with other people. He's a very easily swayed person. You know what I'm talking about. I've always had more power than he did. But from now on, I'll continue to dominate him more. I am the decision maker in this family. I don't need you here. Just be thankful that I took care of you, a total stranger, until now. Pack up your stuff and get the hell out of here today. If you hate me that much, I'll leave. You finally understand. Hurry up and do it as soon as possible. But are you sure about kicking me out? Don't come crying to me later, okay? Huh? Why would I cry to you? Of course you're the one crying. Are you stupid? Okay, I get it. You're a college student, and yet you're still dependent on your parent? A lot of students take scholarships and go to school without depending on their parents. You are too spoiled. Your dad raised you as a single parent? You should think about that and be a little reserved. You should at least take care of your own tuition. I'll tell him not to pay from now on. I think you've got it all wrong. I've been paying my own tuition since I was a freshman. Don't lie. There's no way you have that kind of money. But from now on, it's no use crying about it. His money is mine. Get this. If any of your stuff is still here tomorrow, I'll throw it all away. Take everything you need and get out, okay? You're such a bitch. Why did he choose you? I don't care whatever you say. Let me check one thing. You say you're busy because you're working part-time. So the housework like laundry, cleaning, daily cooking, etc. I think I did most of them. You're going to do it from now on? How would I do that? You'd spend a whole day just cleaning this big house. He's the president and he's rich. All I have to do is hire a housekeeper. Now I can finally quit my part-time job. I'm really happy. Really, you don't know anything. Huh? Don't talk nonsense. You make it sound like you know everything. It's really annoying. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. I'm cutting you off as of today. I understand. Thank you for everything. Riley, dear. Long time no see. How have you been? Huh? Who is it? It's me. Me. Your mother, Hannah. I don't have a mother. Huh? To be exact, my beloved mother passed away in a car accident. I know someone called Hannah, though. She did some awful stuff to me like 12 years ago. I hate that person. I don't want anything to do with her, so I cut her off completely. She's like a total stranger now. You're talking about stuff from 12 years ago. That's about me. Riley, dear, how can you call me a stranger? I'm your mother. You seem to have misunderstood something. You just keep calling me Riley, dear. Will you cut it out, okay? It's making me uncomfortable. What do you want from me? I'm busy. I'm sorry. Well then, Riley, I saw you on TV. I was so surprised and reached out to you. I'm really glad that you haven't changed your contact info. I'm sure you kept it because you were waiting for me to get in touch. How can you be so self-serving? I didn't think you would contact me again, especially since you were the one who wanted to cut ties with me. I just forgot to block you. Whatever. Riley, that's incredible. You started your own business when you were in college? I heard it was a website production company. It was just after you moved out of our house while you were in college, right? I didn't move out of home. I was kicked out. You reached out to me because you watched me on TV. I don't want strangers contacting me like that. Don't be so cold. I didn't know you were computer savvy. When did you get so good as to start up a company? You and I lived together for only 6 months. You were pretending to be nice to me with smiling face, but you didn't even try to get to know me. I was learning the computer from my grandpa before my ex-father became the president of the company. Ex-father? You mean your father, George? Yes, he's a stranger now. Anyway, that's how I became interested in producing websites, and I started small business by myself, dealing with it privately when I was in high school. I was making good money. When I lived with you, I often stayed in my room and worked. I didn't realize that. So is it true that you paid for your own tuition all those years? Yes, I've been covering it all along. You didn't believe me 12 years ago, though. I knew it. When I happened to see you on TV, George was with me and he saw you too. Then he said, "It's my fault that our lives are so hard." He blamed me for kicking you out while you were not only paying for your tuition by yourself, but providing for us. He even said he shouldn't have married me. I knew you'd be leading a poor life. What do you mean by that? Riley, what do you know? We were living a good life until recently. And yet, all of a sudden, George said that our savings had run out. We had no money for this month. He also said that we can't even pay the credit card bill. I don't understand, Riley. You were paying for our living expenses? He is the president. Why are we in such a tight financial situation? You didn't realize it until now? You are so ignorant. My ex-father was indeed a president, but in name only. Because of his personality, he couldn't even speak back to you. He just let you do as you wanted and abandoned me, his daughter. He is not qualified to be the president. The employees are fed up with him. Grandpa told me that the best employees quit one after another, and the company is on the verge of bankruptcy. You don't know the situation at all and keep spending money without consideration on hiring a housekeeper. You brought your poverty upon yourself. Oh no! I didn't know anything about that. You don't care about him or his company. All you care about is money, right? But I'm sorry to say that even that money is now gone. Well, to be honest, I'm surprised that the company has lasted this long. What? I thought it would go under in a few years. The business was already on the rocks by the time you lived with us. I'm sure that the company's excellent employees from my grandpa's generation were desperately trying to protect the company. Well, even so, I think it'll be only 1 year or so before the company meets its end. No way! Riley, please! Please, come back home! I beg you! No way, I refuse. Why not? I'm crying and begging you. We are just texting. I don't know if you're crying or not. And I'm sure you're just pretending. I won't be fooled by your acting. You saw me on TV and knew that I'm the president of a $1 billion a year company. And now you're trying to take advantage of me, aren't you? I know what you're thinking. Don't underestimate me. No, I don't. I do regret what I did 12 years ago. You are George's only daughter, and yet I kicked you out of the house. I'm really sorry. Please believe me. Then why didn't you contact me sooner? It's obvious that you didn't even think of it until you saw the TV and switched your mind. Besides, you may not remember this, but I told you 12 years ago not to come crying to me. Well, that's... Oh, one more thing? You think you're in trouble because your husband's money is gone. That's right, and I'm in real trouble. Is there anything more? Yes, you're definitely out of money, but that's not all. He has a lot of debt. What? Debts? I've never heard of such a thing. Is that true? What would I gain by lying like that? Nothing, right? My ex-father was a man who couldn't do anything on his own, but he was a man of pride. When I stopped paying the expenses for your living, you'd have run out of your money and become poor right away. But he didn't want you to know that he had no money. He borrowed money from various sources to give you gifts and go on trips. No way! You haven't seen him for a long time. How do you know that? Because Grandpa told me. Your husband asked him for money. Grandpa had been keeping the company with care, but his son ruined it. And all he did was beg for more money. Grandpa then decided to disown his son. I can't believe it. He didn't even tell me that his parents had disowned him. He didn't say anything. I told you earlier, didn't I? My ex-father is a proud man. I bet he couldn't tell you that his father disowned him after he asked for money. Then all the more, we only have you to rely on, Riley. Hey, please help us. Putting me aside, but George is your father. You're related by blood, and yet you don't care? I don't care at all. Oh my God! To me, blood ties are of no importance. It was my ex-father who made me think that way. He betrayed me so easily, and he abandoned me, a college student at the time. I had been earning money since I was a student, and I was making a living at home. But I was still a child. You have no idea how worried I was. The day I was suddenly told to leave by the end of the day, I left home late at night, almost crushed by anxiety. I cried all night long, stifling my voice at the restaurant. I will never forget that day. It was all our fault. I'm so sorry. I won't ask you to come back. Can you at least give us some money, like as a severance package or something? I can't afford to pay my credit card and utility bills. I can't live like this. I refuse. You should deal with it on your own. If you really need money, why don't you sell the house? No way! The house is our oasis. We can't do that. But you need money, right? I know you think I or someone else will help you. Well, you're wrong. At least I won't help you. Sell the house and move to a place you can rent. And if you start working part-time again, I'm sure you'll be able to get by. I've been a housewife for 12 years. I don't want to work. Stop being ridiculous. You don't even work and expect someone else to help you? How brazen are you? It's just too much of a stretch. You make me laugh. Well, it's none of my business, so please talk it over with your husband. You need to solve this problem by yourselves. I will not come back home or support you guys. Please tell him that. I really regret what I did. I will apologize as many times as I have to, so please, please forgive me. Apologizing now means nothing. If you want to blame somebody, blame yourself 12 years ago. This time, I'm going to block you. I'm going to change my whole ID. No way! If you do that, I won't be able to contact you. I should have done this earlier. Still, if you ever appear in front of me, I really won't forgive you guys. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. You know what? That's what you said to me 12 years ago. I'll say it back to you, so goodbye. I blocked them both. I thought I had no way of knowing about them from now on. Then, I heard the news that my ex-father had broken into a local restaurant in the middle of the night and robbed them of their money. Apparently, my ex-father's company went bankrupt after all. As a result of paying severance pay and vacation leave to his employees, his debt increased even more, and the huge amount of it saddled on him. If Hannah and George chose to support each other and work together, they could have paid off their debts little by little. I never imagined that they would resort to robbery. I'm so glad that I cut off my ties with them. In the end, they had to sell the house they said was an oasis. I heard a rumor that they moved into a shabby apartment. I don't know how they are doing now. Taking a lesson from him, I will continue to work together with my employees and do my best for the company.
Hey, are you still not over with my brother? Seriously, get it done already. I'm telling you, my precious brother isn't right for you. Why don't you listen to me? On top of that, planning to get married in Hawaii? Absolutely not happening. Cancel that right now. Got it? Ugh, it's you again. Seriously, enough already. You said your name is Reese, right? I've told you before my fiancé doesn't have a sister. He only has an older brother. And I've told you to stop with a ridiculous lie, haven't I? Telling us to break up out of the blue is beyond rude in the first place. I don't even know you. Anyway, you must have the wrong person. I'm absolutely certain that's not the case. Then, can you tell me the name of your brother? Prove that you're right. Jeez, you're giving me an order? Who do you think you are? Your attitude toward your soon-to-be sister-in-law is just unacceptable. You're definitely not suitable for him. I'll never accept you. I'll never let him marry you. Whatever. I'm just asking for his name. Don't try to change the subject. You're the one changing the subject. I've seen your face, and honestly, you're far from pretty. Definitely not good enough for him. Where did you see my face? That doesn't matter, you ugly betrayer. I'll never allow you to marry my beloved brother. You ugly thing, betraying my brother. Betray him? What are you talking about? I love my fiancé and I haven't betrayed anyone. I can assure you of that. You're not just ugly, you're a liar too. You know exactly what I'm talking about without me having to say it. Get lost from his life, you betrayer. But make sure to pay up for the emotional distress you've caused. You've done enough to deserve that. Got it? I don't get it at all. Gosh, this is pointless. Anyway, I'll never accept your marriage to my brother. Honey, have you arrived yet? You said you were going back to see your parents, right? I have something to talk to you about.
Oh, I got here about half an hour ago and just finished eating dinner. What's up? Why so serious?
Remember that weird message from someone claiming to be your sister?
Oh yeah, I do. She's crazy and telling you to break up with me, right? What about it?
She messaged me again just now.
Oh no, again?
She even knew about us planning to have the wedding in Hawaii.
Seriously? So it's not just a case of mistaken identity. What did she say this time?
Same as before. She said her precious brother isn't suitable for me, calling me ugly and accusing me of betraying you, and telling me to cancel the wedding.
Why would she say such things? Was her name Reese? Since last time I've been racking my brain, thinking maybe I just forgot someone I knew, but I can't remember anyone by that name. Even if I did know someone, it'd be crazy for her to say those things to you. It's just so creepy. But if she was close to me, she wouldn't claim I have a sister, right? My sibling is only my brother.
I told her that, but she accused me of lying.
I don't get it at all. Are you okay, honey? If she says we're siblings, she should contact me, you know? I wonder why she doesn't and keeps bombarding you with messages.
That's definitely strange too.
Maybe she doesn't know your number.
That could be it. But then, how does she get your number? Claiming I'm her brother when I'm not? Knowing we're planning a wedding in Hawaii? But not knowing how to reach me. It's all getting confusing. What's she accusing you of betraying me for?
I asked, but she won't tell me. She just said I knew exactly what she was talking about without her needing to tell me. I also asked to tell me her brother's name, but she kept avoiding my question and sticking to her own story.
Jeez.
She said she'll never accept our marriage. Do you think she'd actually try to sabotage our wedding?
If we were having it here, I'd be a bit worried, but since it's in Hawaii, hopefully not.
I hope not.
She may know it's in Hawaii, but I don't think she knows the date or the venue.
I guess not.
Still, it doesn't hurt to be cautious. I'll tell the venue about this just in case. If they encounter someone unfamiliar, they'll let us know immediately. Especially if someone named Reese shows up or tries to contact us, I'll have them kick her out right away.
Thanks. That's reassuring. Ow! It's hot. Wait, what? It smells like chocolate. Oh my god. Is that hot chocolate? Hey, you! What the heck do you think you're doing throwing hot chocolate at me? I told you I'd never accept your marriage to my brother, right? Yet here you are in Hawaii. Seriously unbelievable. You, the ugly betrayer, marrying my beloved brother. That's never gonna fly. Soaked in chocolate serves you right. Now, you can't go ahead with the wedding. Are you Reese? Hey, don't run away. What about this dress? Hey, Reese, wait up. Honey, I don't know what to do.
What's wrong? You're just getting ready, right?
Yeah, I finished everything a bit ago and was just looking for my mom when suddenly someone threw hot chocolate all over me. The dress is a sticky mess now.
What? Are you okay? Did you get burned?
Yeah, I freaked out when it happened, but luckily it wasn't scalding hot, so I'm not hurt.
Thank goodness. I thought my heart was gonna stop. What a mess, though. The ceremony is supposed to start in a couple of hours. With a dress covered in chocolate, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm heading over there right now.
Thanks, but aren't you getting ready as well? The makeup artist is with me, so you should get yourself ready as planned.
Got it. By the way, who threw it at you?
She didn't give a name, but I'm pretty sure it was Reese.
What? Are you serious? Did she really follow us all the way here?
I think so. She was like, I told you I'd never accept your marriage.
Where's she now?
She ran off. Just like on the chat, she does whatever she wants, says her piece, and doesn't respond to me.
Maybe she's still around here somewhere. I'll contact the manager of the venue right away.
Yeah, do that.
Sure, but until I contact you, don't roam around, okay? We can't be sure she won't try to approach you again.
Got it. Thanks. Sorry for the trouble.
What are you talking about? This isn't your fault at all. Don't shoulder it alone, okay?
Yeah, thanks.
Things might change from the original plan, but we came all the way to Hawaii. We're definitely having the wedding, okay? You should ask the wedding planner if there's any way to replace the dress.
Will do.
Okay, talk later.
Hey, stop ignoring me. I've been messaging you.
Whose fault is that? You're the one who suddenly threw hot chocolate at me. Now everything's a mess. What the heck are you thinking?
Don't you get it? Are you dumb? I'm obviously trying to ruin the wedding, you know? covering a white dress in chocolate. That's hilarious. With the dress ruined, the wedding's definitely off, right? My sympathies. You're betraying my beloved brother, you ugly piece of work. I'll never let you marry him.
How many times do I need to tell you? My fiancé has no sister. Why would you go this far? If you really claim to be his sister, why not just contact him directly? You're lying, aren't you?
I'm not. There seems to be a misunderstanding, and now I'm blocked. Even if I wanted to contact him, I can't.
Whatever you say. I checked with my fiancé to see if he knows you, but he said he doesn't know anyone by the name of Reese. More importantly, he clearly said he does not have a sister.
Why would he lie like that? He must still be mad at me.
I'm telling you, it's not a lie. Did you do something to make your brother angry?
No, it's just a little misunderstanding.
Then, let me change my question. How did you find out about me?
I hired a private investigator.
A private investigator? I get it if it's for a cheating case, but for your brother?
Yeah, what's the big deal? I heard rumors that he was getting married and got curious. I don't have his contact or where he is right now, so I had no choice.
So what did the investigation reveal? That he's marrying me?
They said he was engaged to a woman named Fiona Barrow and gave me an address. You live at Sunset Palm Apartments number 203, right?
Well, I am Fiona Barrow and that's where I live, but... Oh, by the way, you've been saying I've been betraying him. What do you mean by that?
You're cheating on him with another guy. It's outrageous.
I'm not cheating. You saw a picture of me with someone else, right? Show it to me. Maybe I can recognize who it is.
Recognize? It's obviously your other guy, isn't it? Fine, I'll send it to you. Then there's no escaping it.
This guy is going to be my husband.
No way. Don't lie. You're supposed to marry my brother, right?
Is that private investigator of yours reliable? Without a doubt, this is my fiancé. You're still nearby, right? Why don't you come back here and confirm it with your own eyes?
No. Is it really him you're marrying? So you're not cheating and you're not even my brother's bride?
Nope. I don't even know who your brother is to begin with.
But I showed a picture of him to the investigator, and I asked him to find his fiancée. This is my brother. You seriously don't know him?
Never met him. Is that private investigator legit? The information is all wrong. How much did you pay?
$5,000.
You probably got scammed. It must be a fraudster. He likely bought a list somewhere and just randomly picked a woman's name and address. And it happened to be me, you know? If there was no photo, you'd be suspicious. So he just came to take a photo when I happened to come out of the apartment with my fiancé. It's logical since we live together. Well, it's just speculation, but my gut feeling is usually right.
Oh no.
I still have more questions, but I'll contact you later since there's a wedding. Okay then.
But did I really come all the way to Hawaii for the wrong person? What should I do?
I heard from Reese. Turns out it was a total case of mistaken identity. So, there won't be any more disruptions to the wedding. Mistake? But how? There are still things I do and don't know. But right now, the wedding takes priority, and I figure I can sort things out later. Yeah, you're right. I explained the situation to the manager, and she said delaying the ceremony a bit is okay. Did you find another dress? Yeah, my wedding planner got in touch with a couple of dress rental services. They just brought some here. She understands the situation. We can pay later.
once we find Reese, we'll bill her.
That's a relief.
I'm actually in the middle of picking out a dress right now. Found one that's absolutely gorgeous. I think I love it more than the one I was supposed to wear.
Oh, that's great. Looking forward to seeing you.
Thanks. I'll head over as soon as I'm done with fittings.
Cool. I'll be waiting.
You put me through hell, but I managed to have the wedding.
I'm glad. I'm really sorry. I seem to have mistaken you for someone else. Can you forgive me?
More importantly, there's something I want to ask. I understand that you made a mistake about who I am, but you knew that I was getting married in Hawaii. Not only that, you showed up at the venue. How did you find out? Also, my phone number?
I followed you around a few times.
What? You followed me?
You see, I thought you were cheating on my beloved brother, who's engaged to you. I saw you alone in a coffee shop one day. You accidentally left your phone on the table when you got up to get something. I thought it was a chance to sneak a peek and get your phone number. By chance, the invitation was open on the screen at that time.
Oh yeah, come to think of it, I remember working on the invitation design at a cafe.
I was determined not to let my brother marry you. I had to protect him. So I contacted you, but no matter what I said, it didn't seem to work on you. I thought I had to come to Hawaii and ruin the wedding.
You see, what you did is a crime, you know. Stalking me, waiting for me to leave my seat, then snooping on my phone without permission. On top of that, throwing hot chocolate at me while I was wearing a wedding dress. Unbelievable, right?
I'm sorry.
I'm filing a police report and will speak to my lawyer once I'm back home.
What? Please, no. Please, spare me. I was just desperate to protect my brother.
I've been curious about something for a while. Is it normal to go to such lengths for your brother? Especially when you haven't even seen him for a while? You don't even know his contact information or where he lives. Isn't that strange?
Well...
Is he really your brother?
Yes, he is. I love him.
Huh?
You can't help who you fall for, you know? A few years ago, he brought his fiancée home. I absolutely hated the idea of him getting married. So I got close to his fiancée and harassed her a lot. And then she ended up mentally unstable. The engagement was called off. I succeeded in breaking them apart, but at the same time, he cut ties with me. And not just him, but my parents too. That's not all. He issued a restraining order against me. He even moved, and I don't know where he is or what he's doing now. But just knowing that he was getting married, I couldn't sit still.
I see. So you were really concerned and hired a private investigator. Now I got it, but I don't have any sympathy for you.
Why not?
Because as siblings, shouldn't you put aside your own feelings and wish for his happiness? Isn't that true love? Well, it has nothing to do with me anyway. As a stranger, I was subjected to stalking-like behavior and had hot chocolate thrown on my dress. That fact remains. I'll file a police report and demand compensation for the dress. Since it was made to order, it cost almost $10,000, you know. And on top of that, the rental fee was about $2,000. Plus, I'll also ask for emotional damages.
That much? There's no way I have that kind of money. I'm completely broke after hiring a private investigator and coming all the way to Hawaii.
It's because you didn't do your research properly before hiring someone. You'll have to borrow from someone or find a way to pay.
I just told you that even my parents cut ties with me. Nobody's gonna lend me that much money. I don't have any friends either.
Well, that's no surprise with your personality. Since you're the one who caused all this, you'll have to figure out a way to pay, even if it means borrowing money. I'll make sure you pay up, no matter what. Trying to run away won't work, you know. My friend is a lawyer, so I'll make sure of that.
It wasn't supposed to turn out like this.
After returning home, I filed a police report, spoke to a lawyer, and demanded compensation and damages from her. Maybe the word lawyer got to her, because she somehow managed to borrow money from somewhere and paid everything in one go. Claiming to have a lawyer friend was just a bluff, but considering all the troubles she caused, I guess it's okay to tell a little lie like that, right? The police contacted her brother and parents just to be sure. They were pretty angry, but glad they no longer had anything to do with her. They said they had no plan to reconcile with her. Being cut off from her brother and parents, having no friends, and only debt left, it looks like she's in for a tough life ahead. As for me, despite all the drama, I managed to have a successful wedding, with blessings from everyone around me. I'm truly happy. Knowing she knows where we live creeps me out, so we're planning to move to a bigger and nicer place soon. We're enjoying looking for a new home together.
Andy, I think I went into labor earlier than expected. Andy, answer the phone. You've been gone all morning. Where on earth have you been?
Sorry, I'm in Mexico right now, so I can't make it.
What? Mexico? Our baby is about to be born any minute.
I suddenly decided to go on a trip with my friends, and I left you a note.
Huh? I didn't even see that. You know I'm in the last month of pregnancy and that the baby could be born any time. And yet you're in Mexico. You're crazy.
No, you have 9 more days until your due date. I just figured that once the baby is born, I won't be able to travel for a while. I thought I'd go while I still can. I figured if I told you, you'd try to stop me. I'm sorry I just went without telling you.
Come back now. I went outside to take out the trash earlier and suddenly I was in a lot of pain. I thought, could this be labor pains? And then the pain got more and more intense. I ended up crouching there on the spot. Someone nearby called an ambulance and I was taken to the hospital. I thought I was in labor and that I was going to have the baby.
What? Just because you're mad because I went on a trip without telling you, doesn't mean you can lie to me like that.
Huh?
My friend's wife had her baby exactly on the due date. Even if it were off a day or so, I don't see how it's possible to be off by 9 days. You're not a good sleeper anyway. You got a stomachache or something. If you just rest for a while, you'll get over it.
What are you talking about? The due date is just an estimate. It could be off by 10 days. There's no limit to the number of days it can be off by. I at least know the difference between pain from an upset stomach and labor pains. Besides, the doctor specifically told me I was in labor.
Could it be you found out I'm cheating on you?
Huh?
I knew when you heard I was on a trip, it hit you, didn't I? You're pretty slow. But you've got a good instinct for that kind of thing, don't you? Well, what can I do? The cat's out of the bag.
Don't start saying crazy stuff. Anyway, I want you to come to the hospital. If you have something to say, I'll hear it after the baby is born.
I'm sorry, but I'm divorcing you, so I can't even go to the hospital.
Huh? Are you serious? I'm about to have your baby.
I called it cheating earlier, but I'm serious about her now, so what can I do?
Serious? You mean you were seeing someone the whole time I was pregnant? Who is it?
My ex-wife.
Ex-wife? You don't mean Victoria?
Yes, I couldn't forget about her. I think she loves me too. We are having so much fun on this trip. So there's no point in lying about being in labor or anything to get my attention. There's still time before the baby is born. Just file the divorce papers.
Huh? Divorce? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. I already filled out the divorce papers and put them in the TV stand drawer. All you have to do is fill them out. We're getting a divorce anyway, so I can't be there for the birth. You should ask your parents to come over. Well, I'm going to get some sun.
Hey, Andy! Hey, Andy! You're really in Mexico right now?
Sis, what the hell? I'm enjoying Cabo San Lucas over here. I'm having fun on a sandy beach. Don't bother me. Besides, what are you mad at me for? I don't understand why you have to be angry.
When Harmony is trying so hard to have your baby, you're on a trip? And you and Victoria are having an affair? Are you kidding me? Harmony said you were going to be with her during the birth. She decided to have the baby here instead of going back to her parents' house. And you betrayed her. You should come back now, right now.
Sis, are you for real?
What do you mean for real?
You were so easily fooled by her lies, weren't you?
What?
Well, you and Harmony, you guys were friends in the tennis club at school. You're the one who introduced me to her. I can understand why you said she's cute. But I can't believe you'd be fooled by such an obvious lie. She's just leading you on.
That's all you're going to say? When Harmony found out you weren't coming to the hospital, she had no one else to turn to, so she called me. I rushed to the hospital right away. I was there for the birth you were supposed to be there for. How can you still say she's leading me along?
What? Oh no.
Of course, she wouldn't lie to you like that, would she? When she's going through a hard time like this, you didn't go to the hospital and left on a trip with your lover. And you asked her for a divorce? How much of a jerk are you? Come home right now, get down on your knees and apologize to Harmony.
Are you sure that's my kid? No, it's not, is it? If so, then the divorce is all the more final. I'm so glad. Now I can enjoy my trip as much as I want.
Are you serious? Of course it's your kid.
Why? It's 9 days early. That proves it's not my baby. Why doesn't she just leave me and remarry with the baby's father? I'll just go back to Victoria. I didn't do anything wrong, did I? And since she cheated on me first, I'll get compensation from her. I used up all my savings on this trip, so it'll be a big help.
You know, 9 days from now is the only due date, right? It's not uncommon for it to be off by this much. Don't you even know that? I'm sure the doctor explained it to you, but I guess you weren't listening to him.
Harmony also said something similar. Sis, why are you trying so hard to take her side? Teaming up with her and trying to trick me, it's really mean to treat your little brother like that.
This is giving me a headache. I had no idea you were this stupid. The baby might be better off without a father like you.
I told you I'm not the father.
You know what? All that aside, is it really true that you're on a trip with Victoria? I'll tell you something about Victoria.
Oh, my baby Victoria.
What?
Sis, you're relentless. Don't bother sending me any messages for a while because I won't reply.
Andy, hey, wait a minute. I'm not finished talking to you. If you don't listen to what I have to say, you're going to be sorry. Hey, Harmony, how are you feeling? Oh, hi. Thanks for coming to my rescue on the spur of the moment. Thanks to you, I was able to give birth safely. Because of you, both mother and child are healthy. I'm glad to hear that. You don't have to be so formal. We've known each other for a long time, so just relax. Yes, thank you very much. By the way, about Andy, he's, I tried to contact him, but he cut off my notification in the middle of the conversation. He's not even seeing my messages anymore. My stupid brother, I'm so sorry. You didn't do anything wrong, so please don't apologize. After all, it is Andy who is traveling with his ex-wife Victoria. My brother told me that too. I got a lame message from him saying something like Victoria baby. I couldn't get in touch with him after that. So, I guess it's true. But Victoria already remarried. What? Is that so? I was really close to Victoria in high school. We were best friends. Yes, that's what I heard from Andy. When he saw you and Victoria together, he thought how cute she was. So he approached her on his own. They ended up going out and getting married. He even told you about that? He even told me why he divorced her. He loved Victoria so much that he tied her down. Victoria couldn't take it anymore and said she wanted a divorce. He said he regrets having smothered her so much. So he decided to take it easy on me. And in fact, he never did do that. But maybe in Andy's mind, Victoria may have always been there. So that's what it was. He should have just kept his ex-wife a secret. I'm sorry for having such an insensitive brother. No, I think that's just typical Andy. So as for me, I wouldn't be surprised if Andy and Victoria got back together. I had no idea that Victoria had remarried. Andy is serious, but for Victoria, it's just fun, right? No, Victoria and I are both married with children now. We live a little far from each other. We don't see each other as much as we used to. It's not that we don't still see each other. In fact, she even called me when she got married. Victoria has a husband. I don't think she's the kind of girl that would have an affair. Well, if my best friend and sister-in-law says so, I'm sure that's true. Then why did Andy lie about it? I don't know for sure that it's a lie. But if Victoria has no interest and Andy is messing around with her, Andy might be in trouble. What kind of trouble? Victoria's husband. Yes? I'm sorry, it's already so late. Sorry for stopping halfway through. I have to get back to work now. Oh, you called me on your lunch break? Well, I'm sorry for the long chat. I was planning to visit you after work today anyway. Can we continue our conversation then? I'm sorry. You're coming to visit me? That would make me so happy. Great, I'll take you up on your offer then. I'll be waiting. Okay.
Hey you, thanks for having our baby. When I said I wanted a divorce, I was kidding. It's always been you. You feel the same way, don't you? I'm being misunderstood and I'm about to get fired from my job. Harmony, I know you just had a baby and it's hard, but just give me a few seconds to talk to you. And we're not getting a divorce, just tell me we're a good couple. Harmony, please. Harmony, please pick up the phone. Harmony, I'm begging you.
Harmony, oh my god. What? You're at work, right? What do you mean, oh my god? It's an emergency. This isn't the time for work. Emergency? I got a call from Victoria. Victoria and her husband were relaxing on the beach. Andy suddenly showed up. He just came running up saying, "What are you doing with my girlfriend?" Victoria said Andy had been following her for a while. He just appears coincidentally here and there. Shows up at the places where she eats. He tries to start up a conversation with her. She said she couldn't tell me or her husband because she didn't want to worry us. That's what you call a stalker, isn't it? So what he said about going on a vacation with Victoria? And he lied about everything, didn't he? If that's the case, how did he know where Victoria was? Victoria took a video of her and her husband in Cabo San Lucas. Apparently, she uploaded it to some social media sites. Seeing that, he thought his girlfriend was having an affair. He thought he had to go and stop it immediately. His girlfriend? Didn't you say that at lunchtime when we talked? If Andy is messing with Victoria, he could be in trouble, right? What did you mean by that? Just a little while ago, Andy told me he might get fired from his job. He asked me to tell him we're a good couple. That's the message I got from him. Does this have something to do with that? I'm on my way to the hospital. What? I can't work with all this going on. I left early because I wanted to talk to you directly. I'm sorry for everything. I'm the one who should apologize. This is all because of my stupid brother. Anyway, I'll be there in about 10 minutes. Okay, I'll be waiting for you.
You got my text, didn't you? Please, for God's sake, answer me. Please tell me you and I are in love, even now. Hey!
My sister-in-law told me everything. It's true, I was in love with you until I had a baby. I loved you.
You know what? You love me. I love you too. That means we're a loving couple.
Now I hate you for betraying me.
Huh?
I don't want a stalker husband. So divorce me. I will raise our child alone.
Are you kidding me? Of course it's better for the child to have a father. Are you mad that I said I was going on a trip with Victoria? That was a joke. I just happened to know that Victoria was traveling to Cabo when I was. I just went ahead and said that without thinking about anything. I was traveling with a friend.
We're not in love anymore. I already told Victoria that I'm getting a divorce.
What? You don't know Victoria's contact info?
I asked your sister for her contact info and contacted her.
You're lying. Why would you do that?
You're so desperate. It's hilarious.
Huh?
Your sister told me everything, and so I already know. Victoria's husband, the one you tried to steal her from, he's the president of your company, right? I can't believe you don't know what he looks like. That's because you've never met him in person. He's so angry with you, he's about to fire you, isn't he? Not only that, he's demanding compensation, right? Victoria is accusing you of stalking her as well. And you say it's a misunderstanding, I just happened to be in Cabo. You're still in love with your wife, right? And then Victoria's husband, the president of the company, said, if you're still in love, prove it. If you can prove it, I'll let it go this time, and I won't fire you from the company either.
You know that much?
That's why I told him. Even though I was in my last month of pregnancy, you said you were going to get back together with your ex-wife Victoria, and that she left the divorce papers on the table and left me.
No way, you didn't.
I'm going to file for alimony and child support. It's 100% your fault, so I'll make sure you pay.
Oh, come on, I could get fired. And on top of that, the boss is demanding compensation. And if I also have to pay alimony and child support, how am I going to live? It's my fault. But I didn't actually do anything. I didn't cheat on you. From now on, I'll only think about you and the baby. I'm going to live my life seriously, so please forgive me. Harmony, I'm begging you. Harmony, please forgive me. Sis, what are you doing? Going and telling Harmony everything. Because of you, sis, I'm going to lose Harmony, my kids, my job, everything. It's your fault for not telling me.
Huh? Don't blame others. What are you talking about not telling you?
It's obvious, not telling me about Victoria being married. If you had told me, I wouldn't have gone all the way to Cabo.
Stop blaming other people. Victoria is posting her lovey-dovey honeymoon photos with her husband all over social media. And then you say your girlfriend is cheating on you? You're crazy. You just repeatedly stalked her one-sidedly. What's with my girlfriend? You were obsessed with Victoria, and towards Harmony, who was in the last month of her pregnancy, you stick her with divorce papers. And then, when it came time for you to get fired, you say, we're in love, aren't we? How selfish can you be? Don't you think you're making too much of a fool of her?
Yes, I admit that I was infatuated with Victoria, but I'm sorry now. I've finally woken up. I apologize to Harmony with all my heart. I mean, a newborn baby is better off with a father, right? I know she's mad at me right now, but I think she'll forgive me if I apologize, because we're a couple.
Victoria didn't tell you?
Huh? What?
About you and Harmony. Your divorce is final.
Huh? No way, because Harmony is still in the hospital. I'm going back to LA first thing tomorrow morning too, and I'm heading to the hospital.
That won't be necessary.
Why not? What's important is how Harmony and I feel.
Are you still talking like that? It's so ridiculous, it's hilarious.
Huh? What do you mean ridiculous?
I filed the divorce papers on your behalf.
Huh? Why would you do that?
You wrote the divorce papers first, didn't you? As long as it's signed by both spouses, you can file it on their behalf. Didn't you know that?
Oh no.
If you're going to resent me, resent your own stupidity. And...
What now?
I'm going to cut all ties with you.
Sis, that can't be true. Don't say that.
Well then, you'll have to live on your own for the most part. When it came time to have the baby and then being betrayed by Andy, I was really shocked, but thanks to my sister-in-law, I felt better. She introduced me to a lawyer friend of hers. As a result of his kind advice, my ex-husband paid me alimony and child support. Andy became unemployed, and Victoria's husband also demanded compensation from him. His savings, which had never been that much to begin with, had dried up. Apparently, he had to borrow money from a dubious source. Well, it's none of my business. Even after Andy and I divorced, my ex-sister-in-law took care of my children and brought me food from time to time. I have nothing but gratitude for that. I love my ex-sister-in-law very much. I think I will continue to take her up on her kindness. From now on, I will not let my children miss their father. I want to put my children first and live my life.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Sure, what's up?
I'm at the park with my kids, and we've become friends with the family next door.
Oh, that's nice. Is there anything I can help with?
Actually, my kid wants to invite them over to play at the pool. I don't know if I should say yes.
Oh, why not?
Well, it's not just us living in the house. I thought I should ask you and your parents first.
Oh, don't worry about it. You can invite them over.
Are you sure? I'm worried the kids might bother you.
It's really fine. It's good for them to have friends over. It doesn't bother me at all.
That's good. Actually, I have a favor to ask.
What?
Could you be a little quiet just that one day?
Quiet? Am I being noisy?
No, it's not like that. I just wanted to let you know, just in case.
Oh, okay. Sure, I'll make sure to be quiet.
Thank you. I was really worried you might say no. You're always at home, right? I thought it might be a big deal for you to have guests.
Oh no, you don't have to think that way. It's really fine. You don't have to worry so much.
Really? Matthew said you hate it when people come over. Well, I'm glad you said it's fine. Anyway, I think you should get out and refresh yourself once in a while, don't you think?
My brother said that? That's not true. But yeah, you're right. I think it's a good idea to go out sometimes.
Like, go out and find someone to marry, you know? Ha ha ha.
Oh, I wish it were that easy to find someone to marry, haha. I'm not thinking of getting married yet, though.
So, you're not planning on moving out for a while?
Well, there's no reason for me to move out of the house.
I see. Well then, I'll let you know when the kids will be here.
Okay, please do.
Hey, Danny! Can you please stop ignoring my calls? You're at home, right?
Hey, Amy, what's wrong? Yeah, I'm at home. Why are you calling me?
Are you doing this on purpose?
What? Did I do something wrong?
What are you doing in your room? You're making so much noise.
Oh, sorry. I just needed to move my desk.
I told you to be quiet today, didn't I?
What? I thought they left already.
No, they are still here. The kids are tired of playing and are taking a nap right now.
Oh, I didn't realize they were napping. I'm sorry. I didn't think they'd be napping around this time. My bad. I'll be quiet.
Thank you. Yes, kids take a nap when they're tired. It's common sense. Well, since you've never had a child, I guess you don't know that simple thing. You know, I've been thinking. I think it's impossible for all of us to live together.
What do you mean?
I think there are too many people in this house. There's your parents, our family, and you. 7 people living in the same house?
But I think this house is the perfect size for a big family like ours. Besides, we've been living together for 3 years already. I don't know why you're saying this now. We've never had a problem before, right?
No problem. Really? From my perspective, it's really hard. My mother and father-in-law are downstairs, and my sister-in-law is upstairs. It's really stressful, to be honest.
Is the noise bothering you or something?
No, it's not that. You know that I'm pregnant, right? I think it would be better to have more rooms for the kids. Don't you think? I think it's time for you to become independent.
Wait, are you saying that you want me to move out?
It's not like that. I'm just saying that maybe it's time for you to think about becoming independent. Look at you, being dependent on your parents at your age. Don't you think it's embarrassing?
What? I don't think it's embarrassing at all.
Oh, really? If I were in my 40s, living with my parents, unemployed, doing nothing in the house, I'd be so embarrassed and ashamed. I'm pretty sure everyone will feel that way. You're being a bad example for my kid too. What? I'm not unemployed. I work from home and I support my parents. I didn't know that you were thinking about me that way. You're completely misunderstanding me. I don't think so. Supporting your parents? You mean giving them $100 every month? I don't think you can call that supporting them. Well, it's not just money. Besides, this house is... Look, you're not going to get married, are you? Have you thought about your old age, being single? Don't tell me you expect us to take care of you. I'm single now, but that doesn't mean I've decided not to get married. Oh, Danny, I don't think you'll ever find someone who wants to marry you. No one will fall for an old, unemployed woman like you. Yes, I'm old, but I'm not unemployed. Oh, please. You're always at home doing nothing. Anyway, just think about your future more. You're being selfish for staying in this house. Because of you, I can't relax at home. Is that what you really think? So I was the only one who thought we had a good relationship until now. Since you started dating my brother, I treated you like a real sister. But behind my back, you were looking down on me like this? Honestly, I thought you were always being fake with me. Recently, you gave me a gift for the baby shower, right? I'm sure you asked your parents for money to buy that gift. It looked so cheap. No, I used my own money. Whatever, I'll be honest with you, I never liked you. Because you're living as a parasite of your parents. Excuse me? I'm tired of your presence in this house. Get out now. Well, if you really want to hang around, I might consider it. Maybe when my kids grow up and move out, you can stay. But don't think you'll be lounging around. Chores will be your responsibility. Hold on. Are you saying that once your kids are out of the house, you expect me to stick around as your live-in maid? Does my brother feel the same way? Of course. Matthew also said that it would be better to have more room for kids. Nobody wants you to be in this house, okay? Just get out of the house. It makes me sick to live with you. I just want to live peacefully in a house where you are not in my sight. Alright, if you hate me that much. As you wish, I'll make sure you don't have to see me anymore. You won't regret it, right? Of course I won't. We don't need a lazy, selfish person in this house. So, when are you going to pack your stuff? Today? Tomorrow? I don't think I can do it that soon. Well, you should do it as soon as possible. Let me know whenever you are ready to leave the house. Seriously, it annoys me to see your face every day. Alright, bye.
Hey, honey, I'm heading home now.
Hey, that's good. Please take care.
Amy, is everything okay?
Yeah, I feel nauseous every morning, but I guess that's a normal thing.
I mean, with my sister.
Oh yeah, we're fine. Why?
Are you sure? I just get weird vibes from you two.
Oh really?
I thought you two were getting along, but it seems like you don't talk to each other as much these days. So I thought you two had a fight or something.
No way, we're besties.
Are you sure? Well, that's good then. If something happened, you'd let me know, right? It's not good for the baby to be stressed.
Babe, we're really fine. There's nothing to worry about.
Okay, if you say so.
It's just, maybe we could have some good news soon.
What?
Well, I think we can have extra room for kids. So exciting! Danny? What in the world is going on? All of our stuff is packed. What's happening here? Did you do this? Hey!
Good morning, Amy. Why are you freaking out?
Why wouldn't I be freaking out? What's happening?
You're leaving this house.
What?
Why are you surprised? You said you don't like living with me, didn't you? I'm helping you move out. You're welcome.
What? Why? I didn't say we were leaving. I told you to leave this house. Are you serious? You can't just do this.
Oh, really? So you think you can just kick me out of the house? What made you think that? You act like you're the owner of this house when you're not.
What are you talking about? Sooner or later, this house and all the family property will belong to Matthew. That practically means we are the owner of the house. You're acting crazy. Please put back my stuff.
No, you're wrong.
What?
This is my house. If you don't like me, then you should be the one leaving my house. I'm the one who decides who should live in this house and who should be kicked out.
What? Stop lying. This house doesn't belong to you. I know it belongs to your dad for now, and eventually it will belong to Matthew. Seriously, it's embarrassing that you're being so delusional. This is not your house.
You don't know anything about this house. This house doesn't belong to my dad. It's mine.
What? Your dad bought this house, right? Are you saying that you inherited it from your dad without telling us? If that's the case, it's unacceptable. Matthew deserves to be owner of this house, not you.
No, I'm the one who bought this house.
What? How is that possible?
Our original house is gone a few years ago.
What?
Actually, our original house was our grandfather's. It was torn down before you got married to Matthew. Dad and Mom was planning to rent an apartment at that time. But the house I bought has extra rooms. So I offered my parents to live with me.
What? No way that's true. You don't even have a job. How can you buy a beautiful house like this?
I don't know why you still think I'm unemployed. I told you I work from home, right? I'm a digital artist. I'm sure you've seen my work somewhere.
What? Really? You've never told me that.
Yes, I did. I even invited you to my exhibition before.
Oh, I do remember you invited me to some weird exhibition. I thought you'd been unemployed all this time.
It started out as a hobby, but as you can see from this house, I make pretty good money.
No way. But when we started living here, you never told me that it was your house. You were lying to me all this time.
No, I told you. To begin with, 3 years ago, Matthew got laid off and was having trouble making ends meet. He asked me to let him live with me until he could find a new job. That's how it started, right? At that time, Matthew explained to you that this was my house. Don't tell me you forgot.
What? Oh, wait. You are right.
So now you remember. In just 3 years, you've forgotten such an important thing. It's funny how you tried to get rid of me. Even after Matthew got a new job, your family stayed in this house. I can't believe you've acted like it was your own house.
Being pregnant makes me forgetful. I was busy raising my kid too. Anyway, I'm sorry. I hope you can forgive me.
Oh, come on. But it's not like you've been pregnant for the entire 3 years. You can't use your pregnancy as an excuse.
I know. I'm sorry. And I appreciate you letting us live here for so long. I really can't thank you enough. So please, can you let us stay a little longer? Look, I am pregnant. It's a lot for us to move out.
What are you talking about? You guys promised to move out once Matthew gets a job. I think it's the perfect timing for you to move out.
No, we haven't looked for a house or anything yet. And we can't leave this house today. Can't you at least let us stay until the kids are in high school?
No way. I can't live with someone who hates me. I told you, right? I have the right to decide who gets to live there and who gets to leave.
Are you serious? We have nowhere to go. Are you saying you don't care if your brother's family ends up on the street?
Don't worry, I've already talked to your parents. They are happy to live with you.
What? You talked to my parents?
Yes, you're welcome.
No, I can't go back to my parents' house.
Well, there's no way around it. Your parents sound very excited to live with you.
No. My older brother lives with my parents. We're always on bad terms. There's no way I can live with him.
Sounds like a familiar story, huh?
Please, Danny, let me stay here.
Oh, wait, what did you say again?
I'm living as a parasite of my parents, right? That was just a misunderstanding on my part. Even though you misunderstood me, how could you say that to my face? I am so sorry. Please let me stay here a little longer. If I go back to my parents' house, I'll go insane with stress. Then you know how I feel, right? Just like you don't want to go back to your parents' house, I don't want to live with you anymore. I will be the one to go insane with stress if we keep living together. Why are you being so mean to me? I have little kids. I am pregnant. Don't you feel sorry for me? Wow, you think I'm mean? First of all, I allowed your family to live in my house. I even talked to your parents so you can have a place to stay. Meanwhile, you were plastic to me and tried to kick me out of the house. So who is being mean now? I told you it was all a misunderstanding. I apologized to you so many times. So, can you forgive me or what? Look at your attitude. How can I forgive you when you are talking to me like this? I am sorry. Please. I'm not gonna change my mind. You can't stay here anymore. Please, just leave. You hate me, right? Then please, don't you ever contact me or show your face ever again. I'm sorry. Danny, please forgive me. I'm gonna block you now. Even if you come to my room, I'm not gonna talk to you. Good luck with your life. Bye. After that, she came to my room and begged me to let her stay. Next thing I know, she's on a cleaning spree, whipping up dinner like it's her new hobby. It's clear she's only doing it to suck up to me and make sure she can stay in my house. When Matthew gets back, I asked him to talk about the situation with me and Amy. Turns out, Amy was pretending that we were best friends all this time. Meanwhile, she was trying so hard to kick me out from my own house. I explained everything that happened and Matthew decided it's best if they pack up and leave. When Amy found out, she screamed and begged me to let her stay again. But her brother already came to pick them up. Apparently, it's been a decade since they last spoke. Amy was unhappy when she saw her brother, but he apologized and asked if they could start over and rebuild their relationship as siblings. Amy wasn't expecting the sudden reconciliation, but it worked out in the end. I heard they're living happily now, and her brother has become a great uncle to their kids. With them out of the picture, I finally have time to focus on my artwork. Recently, I hosted an exhibition and it was a hit. I made sure to extend an invite to my brother's family and of course Amy. She took the opportunity to apologize once more and show some love for my work. All in all, things turned out pretty great, and I'm excited to keep creating art.
I'm really sorry, Susan. I can't pick you up yet. I haven't finished my work. I'm trying to finish it as soon as possible, but it's going to take me another hour or so. It might be before 10 o'clock before I can pick up Zach. Hi, Janet. I'm totally fine. Don't worry about it. I think he got sleepy after finishing dinner. He just went to bed a little while ago. I'd feel sorry if I wake him up, so take your time. I'm always really grateful to you. I feel like I have taken advantage of your kindness. I feel bad enough for just asking you to pick him up. But you even feed him. Please let me give you thanks next time. That's not necessary. I'm picking up Jim anyway. He seems to enjoy having Zach around. He is much more energetic when he's with Zach. Even now, they're sleeping next to each other. I really appreciate you saying that. I think you are amazing. I think it's really tough to be a career woman who works so late while raising a child. I want to support you. Susan. You are this busy and Henry is on a business trip overseas right now. We can only rely on each other and you don't have to worry. Thank you very much. I wanted to go home as soon as possible during this period, but we've got an important project. I turned it down, but they asked me to join the team as a follow-up. I couldn't say no, so I have to work overtime. That means that the company has recognized your performance, doesn't it? I'm glad you took the job. I mean, you're still working, but I'm sorry I've kept you too long. Don't worry about me, just keep working. Okay, thank you very much. I'll call you again when I leave the office. Bob, I'm sorry to bother you at work.
I'm on the train right now, so it's okay. But it's rare to hear from you while I'm at work.
Janet asked me to take care of Zach, and she said it's 3 nights starting tomorrow. I can't make the decision by myself. I told her I'd talk to Bob about it and get back to her.
I don't mind, but is she going on a trip or something?
No, her boss suddenly asked her to give a presentation.
Wow, she's moved up the career ladder. I'm proud of her. Henry's on a business trip right now, and we're the only ones she can rely on. I'd like to take care of him if I can, but I finish work late most days. You'd have to take care of him most of the time, right? So I won't ask you to do it. You can decide.
I'm okay with it if it's okay with you. You come home late. I was just worried that you might get tired if we take care of him for 3 days.
Really? That's great. Our parents died in a car accident 2 years ago. Janet only has us to rely on, right? I want to help her as much as I can, but I come home late most days. I leave most of the work to you, so I can't ask you to do it.
Don't hesitate. I know how much you love her. I understand that she is going through a hard time. I also want to help her as much as I can. I'll let her know that I'll take care of him. I'm sure Jim will be really happy when he finds out Zach is staying at our house for 3 days. He really seems to love Zach. He's really cute because he loses him energy as soon as Zach comes back home.
Wow, I didn't know that. Susan, thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate it.
Bob?
I just wanted to thank you properly.
I want your family to be happy too, so don't worry about it.
I got the most wonderful wife in the world. I get worried about if something unexpected happens in the future.
You're overreacting, but thank you.
Is there anything you want?
What's going on? You're acting weird. You always get me presents for my birthday and Christmas, so that's enough.
But I haven't given you much. I'm really sorry I haven't given you anything big.
I don't feel that way.
We're marking our 10th anniversary this year. Shall I buy you a new ring? I think it's called a Sweet 10, right?
Yeah, it is, but I love my ring and I don't want to waste it.
Then why don't we go on an overseas trip? Jim has never been, and I think it's a good way for him to learn about life.
That's true. Seeing the world while you're young might change your outlook on life.
Then it's decided. I'll do some research.
Don't work too hard, okay? We don't necessarily have to go abroad on our 10th anniversary. Besides, we don't have that kind of money. We have a mortgage on the house.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to finish work early today, so I'll cook.
What? You don't mind?
Of course not. You don't always have to do it. I'll bathe Jim today so you can relax.
Deal. I'll be waiting for you.
Hello, Susan. It's been a while. I'm sorry for calling you at this time of night.
Oh, Henry, long time no see. Janet told me about you. I heard you're currently on a long-term business trip abroad. I imagine you miss Zach, right? I think it's 2 more weeks left, right?
That's why I called you today.
What? About what?
I know it's been a while, but it's kind of an emergency.
What's wrong?
Do you know where my wife and daughter are right now? I mean, you're the only one I can ask this kind of thing.
Huh? Are you back in the States by any chance?
Yes, my work overseas was done earlier than I expected. I was able to return home. I called my wife several times to let her know that, and I tried to email her, but I couldn't get through to her at all. So I came home anyway, but she wasn't even here.
Okay, don't worry, they're both safe. She sounded so busy with work. I wonder if she didn't notice the call from you?
Huh? Are you saying she's busy with work?
Yes, she's often late to pick up her children from daycare. She often goes home at 9 or 10 p.m., so she seems really busy. It can be tough while raising children, isn't it?
It can't be. It wasn't like that before I went on my business trip, was it?
She said when she was busy, she asked you to pick them up.
So, where are they now?
Zach is sleeping well here.
Huh?
She is on a business trip right now.
Huh? A business trip?
Yeah, her boss suddenly asked her to give a presentation. She'll be in New York for 3 nights and back the day after tomorrow. She seems like a hard-working business lady. Oh, and you too, you are overseas, right?
She's on a business trip? That can't be. I don't think she's ever given a presentation before.
Huh? What do you mean?
She works in general affairs, and the company is just 10 minutes away from my house. It's a small company with no branches or anything. Even if it were sales, there's no way she'd be giving a presentation in New York.
What? She said. She is a sales rep for a major food company, and she works at a branch office. But she is involved in planning and entrusted with projects. That's why she gives presentations like this one.
I'm really sorry, Susan. I think she's lying. Perhaps to have you take care of my son.
Huh? Why would she do that?
To begin with, her company is a small one. She gets to go home on time almost every day. Even if she has to work overtime, it's only 1 to 2 hours a month at most.
Oh, no. Then where is she? Leaving Zach behind? What is she doing?
You are right to be angry, but please calm down. She may be cheating on me. I'll think of some way to find out what she is doing, so in the meantime, can you please take care of my son? I know this is too much to ask, but...
Okay, don't worry. I want to know the truth too.
Thank you very much. That really helps. I'll be in touch.
You betrayed me. Because of you, we are in trouble over here. Huh? You're the one who betrayed me. How can you say such a thing? What? You told everything to my husband. You should have just glossed over. What are you talking about? I just told him what you had told me. I'm saying that was wrong. My husband just barged in the hotel where we were staying. That really sucked. By we, do you mean the cheating partner? You did wrong. Don't blame it on me. You left Zach with me and lied about working overtime. You've been meeting with your cheating partner, right? Henry has asked a detective to investigate, and it's all going to come out. Detective? I never thought he would do such a thing. Of course he would. He tried to contact you many times that he was coming home early from his overseas business trip, but he couldn't get through to you. When he came home, neither you nor Zach were there. Can you guess how surprised he was? So he looked for a detective who could work right away. Then he found out you were staying at a hotel with your cheating partner. So he told me that he's going to barge in. Oh no, because of you, I was seen with the person I'm cheating on with. He said, I'll divorce you. I'll get custody of my kids. I'm not in a committed relationship with my affair partner. I have no intention of divorcing him. What are you going to do about it? I trusted you. To be betrayed like this is too much. You know, it was me who was betrayed. Stop blaming me. I thought you were busy working. That's why I've been taking care of Zach. Of course I love him, but when I think that I was feeding and bathing him while you were cheating, I can't forgive you. What are you talking about? You're not in a position to say I forgive you or I don't forgive you. I'm the one who can't forgive you. Because of you, he found out about the affair, and he wants me to pay him alimony. I've been spending everything I've worked for on whatever I wanted. Henry took care of our living expense. How am I supposed to live from now on? Huh? He's the one who's going to raise the kids. Why don't you just live on your own salary? My affair partner works for my company. Henry said he's going to tell the company about this, and I might get fired. I can only do office work. There's no way I can easily find a new job at my age. Susan, give me $200,000 as alimony. Huh? Alimony? And $200,000? Don't be ridiculous. I'm serious. If you were serious, I'd be scared. There's no way I can afford it. If you really can't afford it, then give me the house you live in. What are you talking about? There's no way I can give it to you. If you're getting divorced, it's too big for you. I'll sell the house. It's still new. It's a beautiful house, so that I won't have to work for at least 5 years. Huh? Then where are we going to live? Of course we can't, because my family lives there. That house was built on the site where our parents used to live. It's not fair. You know, you inherited that amount of cash. You took it and now you want our house? Shut up, shut up, shut up. Anyway, I won't give up until I get $200,000 in alimony, or that house, okay?
Janet called me and we met a while ago. She is getting divorced, and since she cheated on him, Henry will get the custody. And she's cheating on him with someone from her company. She's going to be fired.
Well, she deserves it, doesn't she? She lied and left Zach with me, and she was just having fun.
You don't have to talk like that. She's sorry for what she did, so be a little nicer to her.
I'm so dumbfounded. She isn't remorseful. She keeps blaming me.
It can't be helped. This happened because you told Henry everything.
Huh? It's my fault? Are you serious?
I'm not saying it's your fault, but she's getting divorced and losing her job. And since Henry signed the contract for their house, she's going to be evicted. Don't you feel sorry for her? And yet, you said you won't pay alimony and you won't give her this house?
I did say that. Of course I would say that. I didn't do anything wrong.
Well, I don't think it's your fault, but you're being a little too cold.
Huh? What are you trying to say? Don't talk in a roundabout way. Say it clearly.
Well, why don't we have her move in?
Huh?
Because she lost everything and wants our house, but you don't want that. Then I thought we should just live together.
Huh? I don't understand. Of course I don't want to do that.
Then you say you don't mind if she becomes homeless?
That can't be helped either, can it? She screwed up after all.
You're really cold. I'm disappointed in you. I can't believe you can't be nice to my only sister.
Just calm down.
There's no way I can calm down. I'm so disappointed. I'm not coming home for a while.
Are you serious? Okay, I'll do what I want to do too. Susan, are you ready to give up the house? There's no way you can pay the $200,000, and because of your stubbornness, my brother has left you, hasn't he? You'd better be honest with yourself. What do you mean, honest? You know what I mean. I want you to give me the house. If you can't, if you let me live with you for free, that's fine. Well, you've made your point. Then I'll give you the house. What? Are you sure? Okay, you're his sister. Can I change the name of the house from me to you? Yay, I didn't think it would work out so quickly. Thanks, Susan. You're welcome. What are you and my brother going to do? Don't worry about us. You're in trouble and you want this house, right? And he blamed me for being too cold. I'll probably be able to change it by the end of this week. I'll call you when it's done. In the meantime, I'll get ready to move out. You can move in, sell, do whatever you want. Thanks. Looking forward to it.
Hey, while I was at my friend's house, I thought you might be feeling a little sorry for what you said. And when I saw you for the first time in a while, you said you were going to give the house to my sister. And yet, you sent me a bill. What the hell is this?
Can't you see that? It's the down payment I put down on that house. I didn't know where you were right now, so I sent it to you on WhatsApp. I'm not saying all of it. It's going to be your house. I think it's my right to ask for half of it.
What's she doing now? You don't have to give up the house. Why don't we all just live together?
What are you saying? You're an airhead. I'm not going to live with you anymore. I'm divorcing you. I'm sure you'll be hearing from my lawyer soon.
What? Divorce? Lawyer? Why? We were getting along so well.
Give me a break. You left on your own for about a month. You didn't even call me until I called you about the house. Aren't you even worried about your son?
Well, I was pissed off, so...
You had no right to be pissed off. Janet is the one to blame, but you only take her side. And you were telling me to give up our house or having her move in with us. I paid the down payment on that house. The loan is also in my name. You haven't forgotten that, have you?
Well...
You keep changing jobs so you couldn't get the loan. I was paying the mortgage, but you were not paying more for living expenses. I was the one who bought most of the kids' stuff because you didn't put any money into it. Sweet 10, overseas trip? I've run out of patience. Why don't you and your sister live in that house from now on and pay the mortgage, you sweet brother? I'm glad you got the loan this time.
What? What do you mean? Not only do I have to pay half the down payment, but I have to pay the mortgage too? I don't have that kind of money.
You're the one who signed the contract the other day.
You tricked me. I thought you just changed the name to Janet.
It's your fault for not reading it properly. Besides, there were people from the bank and they explained it to you properly, but you didn't listen to them at all.
I'm sorry, Susan. It's true, now that I think about it. I might have been taking her side. I apologize for that. So please don't divorce me. I love you, and I want to live with my child.
It's too late for that now. I might have forgiven you if you had come home a little earlier and apologized. Oh yeah, and your sister will be charged alimony from Henry too. Please reflect well on what you guys did.
Oh no, wait a minute. Let's meet and talk. Listen to what I have to say.
After that, I asked for a lawyer and we got a divorce. Since he neglected child rearing and left, I was the solo caretaker of our child and paying living expenses, loans, etc. I was able to get custody of our child. Of course, it was settled that he would be required to pay child support. Henry's divorce from Janet was also finalized. Because she neglected child rearing and cheated on him, she had no excuse. Henry will take custody of the children. In the end, they had to sell the house to pay for all of this. They had to move into a 40-year-old shabby apartment. Janet was fired from her job and became unemployed. Bob was paid a meager salary. They cursed each other and had constant quarrels. It's pathetic to act like that at their age. Well, it's not my business anymore. I'm going to put my son's happiness first and make a new life for myself. My son seems to enjoy living with his grandparents. We are going to live with them for a while. I am going to be more ambitious in my work, too.
Emily? Oh, I didn't want to say that. You're such a loser. Even saying your name is gross. What? Loser? Jasmine? Don't even say my name. It grosses me out. What's going on all of a sudden? We're going to be relatives soon. You and my brother are getting married tomorrow, right? Yes, in a 5-star hotel. One of the most luxurious in the world. A place a loser like you could never afford a wedding. I mean, if you ever could get married. Oh, sorry, that just slipped out. What? Nice comeback. No, but... Well, you're not married yet, but we are going to be family. Before, you were the one who asked me to call you Jasmine. I only had an older brother, and I was so happy I was going to have a sister-in-law. You were always nice and friendly to me, and now suddenly, you tell me not to call you by your first name. And loser and stuff? Why are you saying this stuff? Because Royce is a college graduate. When I heard that my sister-in-law-to-be only graduated from junior high school, I was upset. But Royce makes good money, and I thought it would be immature to break up with him for that reason. So I put up with it. I guess you could say Royce has a bit of a sister complex. He was always defending you, his sister, and he would get angry if I said anything bad about you. Your parents are the same way, aren't they? You're a middle school graduate who can only do a part-time job. Why don't you stop mooching off your parents and be more independent? Excuse me? Oh, I'm so sorry. Even if you wanted to be independent, you couldn't, could you? That's because you're independent disabled. Huh? That's right. You're just a helpless person with the intelligence of a middle school graduate. Your parents and your brother Royce are trying so hard to protect you and take care of you, aren't they? But I hate spoiled people. Huh? Well, I just heard a lot of stuff I didn't need to hear. Are you sure about this? If I told my brother and my parents about this, I don't think they'd be very happy. And I don't know what will happen to your marriage. Wow! You really are clueless, aren't you? Of course that part's fine, isn't it? I actually went to the city office today to file our marriage registration. I figured I don't have to play coy anymore, so why not? So, is this your way of revealing your true self just because of that? Well, partly, but also, could you please not come to the wedding tomorrow? That's just going too far. I'm the groom's sister. I can't imagine one of the closest family members not being at the wedding. Absolutely not. Why not? I think this is something that goes without saying. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Please tell me. You know what? I can't believe a loser high school dropout is the sister of an exec like Royce. No one would believe it, and it's too embarrassing. Huh? Don't me. If you think about it, you'd understand, wouldn't you? You think a moron who is no better than a beggar can attend our beautiful wedding? My grandfather is the president of a big company. There's a world of difference between us. But I got an invitation. I just sent that out for appearances. My brother is looking forward to me coming. So what? Huh? On the contrary, except for Royce and your parents, nobody wants you to come. I don't want my parents and all my relatives to breathe the same air as a high school dropout handicapped loser. Do not come to the ceremony. If you don't want to embarrass Royce, go hang out with all the other losers. Oh my God. Royce, maybe I shouldn't go to the wedding tomorrow. Huh? Why not? Are you not feeling well? Jasmine's grandfather would love to see you. I definitely want you to see the wedding. Well, the truth is, I just got a message from Jasmine and she told me not to come to the wedding. What? Why? She doesn't want to breathe the same air as a high school dropout. Huh. She also said I'm a high school dropout and a handicapped loser. She says that I'm mooching off my parents and that you spoil me. Where did she get that from? Did she really say that? You guys get along, don't you? Jasmine's an only child, and you just have one brother. You were so happy to get a sister-in-law. She said that now that you're officially married, she doesn't have to put up an act anymore. She's showing her true colors. What's that? I know it's hard to believe, so I'll send you a screen capture of the text messages. You can make your own judgment. Okay. This is terrible. Emily, I'm really sorry. You don't need to apologize, but it's not good. You've already registered the marriage, haven't you? No, we haven't registered our marriage yet. Oh, really? We were originally going to do it after the ceremony. I thought tomorrow might be too hectic, and I might not be able to fill it out calmly, so I just filled it out first, and I'm holding on to it for now. Did Jasmine think you've already submitted it? Maybe. That girl sometimes goes off on tangents with her assumptions. Up to now, it seemed to be a little cute, and she could get away with it when people backed her up. But this is going way too far. I can't believe she would talk about my precious little sister like this. She even said you have a sister complex. She can say whatever she wants, but treating you like this without even knowing who you are, it's unforgivable. Besides, a wedding is something the bride and groom make together. I can't believe that she was going ahead with this without my consent. Emily, can you just let me handle this? What do you mean, handle it? I have an idea. She needs to be taught a lesson for being so disrespectful to you. If you say so, okay. Even though I'm the one dealing with this. Jasmine is your fiancé, so I guess you are the one who needs to decide what to do about it. I'll leave it up to you, bro. Great. Jasmine's grandfather and parents are very influential people, and I don't want to cause trouble for you. I've got a lot to take care of, so you just come to the wedding as planned.
Okay, I see. Don't go overboard.
I expected that I wouldn't have a seat, but I didn't expect you to try to burn my hair with a lighter. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable is my line. I told you not to come to the wedding because I didn't want to breathe the same air as you. Why did you just show up at the wedding?
Of course I came because I was invited. It's only natural that I would give priority to a written invitation, rather than a verbal promise that you unilaterally forced upon me. Fortunately, my parents noticed and extinguished the fire immediately, so I didn't get hurt. But the tips of my hair got burnt.
What are you yapping about? I'm embarrassed by your presence, so go home.
I'll leave, even if you don't tell me to. I don't want to be at a wedding with a violent woman who burns hair, not even for a second. Also, my parents and the groom's side of the family will all be going home with me.
Do whatever you want. A loser family that cuddles a handicapped high school dropout. It doesn't make any difference if they're here or not.
Do you really think so?
Of course I do.
Do you think Royce thinks the same way?
Of course I do. Because he can marry me, whose father is the president of a major company. And we have a powerful lawyer in our family. If we get divorced, I'm going to demand a huge amount of compensation from Royce. A small family like yours could never make enough money for the rest of your lives. If that happens, your life will be over. I don't care how much of a sister complex you have. No one would give up their whole life to take care of a handicapped high school dropout loser of a sister. You can't protect your sister, a middle school graduate with a disability, just because of that. Come on, go home. Go home. Go home.
I'm sorry to interrupt your excitement, but you are finished.
Huh? You're saying something?
You've been saying handicapped for a while now. How do you feel about that word? Your father and grandfather run a pharmaceutical company. Your customers are people who are truly disabled due to illness or injury. And yet you use such language to abuse people so lightly.
What's wrong with calling a handicapped person handicapped?
I am not disabled.
You have the intelligence of a middle school graduate, so you must be disabled.
I have a college degree.
Huh?
Well, technically, I went to school full-time until middle school. As an adult, I earned a high school diploma. I graduated from night college while working.
So what? Most people go to middle school, high school, and college without a year's delay. Some of them go on to higher education as adults, or go to correspondence school. All those people are not normal. Disabled.
Okay. Then my brother is handicapped too.
What?
Don't tell me you didn't know that. After graduating from high school, my brother got a job at his current company and graduated from a night college with a college degree while he was working.
Huh? What?
Originally, our parents were business owners just like yours. When I was in junior high school and my brother was in high school, the company went bankrupt and we were in huge debt. We had no choice but to go to work instead of going to school. But I continued to go to school and study with my own money while working. I know this must be hard for you to understand,
since you have always depended on your parents' money for everything. Yes, that's right. I don't know anything about the world of those poor people. Besides, what's the point of having a college degree? Unlike Royce, who works hard and earns a lot of money, you don't even work hard. You're still at the bottom of the pile. I'm working too, you know. I mean, right now. I've just rented a meeting room at that 5-star hotel and am in a business meeting with Mr. Sims, the chairman of W Pharmaceuticals. Huh? Chairman Sims of W Pharmaceutical? Isn't that my grandpa? Yes, that's right. Of course, it's not only the chairman, but also the person from the department in charge, who actually works in the field, is with us. There was no point in staying at the wedding hall any longer. We decided to have a more meaningful conversation. And the fact that you tried to burn my hair earlier, the chairman knows all about it. What? I don't understand what's going on here. W Pharmaceuticals and my plastic container manufacturing company are going to do business. What? You run the company? That's right. Even though my father's company went bankrupt and we were in debt, I always admired my parents, who were the presidents of their own company. That's why I started my own company after graduating from night college. Huh? Regardless of what you did this time, we've been talking about doing business with them for a while. Wait a minute! I didn't know anything about this! No. I've told you many times that I went to Correspondence High School and night college, and that my brother went to night school while working as well. He just didn't listen to me. Huh? Huh? That's absolutely not true. I haven't heard anything. Even if you weren't listening, what would your brother and the president of W Pharmaceutical think of someone who disrespects people based on their educational background and calls them handicapped? Now I'm going to take a screenshot of this message. I'm going to show it to everyone at W Pharmaceuticals. And while I'm at it, I've asked them to project it on the screen at the ceremony. Let's have all the invited guests on the bride's side see it. Wait! I don't want that secret to be known at the wedding. I didn't know Royce went to night school either. If it gets out, the marriage will be broken off, so go home now. Then I'll let the secret out. What? Wait! It's too late for that. At the venue over there, my brother will read out everything you've said and done, and he'll expose you. He's already made up his mind to break off the engagement with you. Huh? What do you mean breaking off the engagement? We're already married. How can you be divorced so easily? Jasmine, you are still single. Huh? My brother has the marriage certificate, and he was going to take it to the city office after the ceremony. No way! That was the plan all along, wasn't it? Why are you surprised? Oh, and your grandfather and parents know about the broken engagement. No way! Well then, watch the screen. Oh no! Jasmine's disgusting behavior became known to all the relatives and the employees of W Pharmaceuticals. Of course, the engagement was called off. Furthermore, Jasmine's parents disowned her because of the damage she would do to the company's image. She had to make do with a part-time job, which she had looked down upon so much. Jasmine, who had always depended on her parents' money, had no experience in the business world. She has never been able to get anything right, and she works every day while being yelled at by her boss, who is younger than her and only has a high school diploma. On the other hand, I have started a business partnership with W Pharmaceuticals, and we are making good profit. My brother also seems to have taken the stress of this matter to work, and his performance is ebbing and flowing, and he is on the verge of a promotion. My parents' company went bankrupt when I was very young, and my brother and I had a very difficult time. Thanks to that, we have the power to turn adversity into opportunity, and we are second to none in perseverance.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.